the entire country really got an immediate presence of the San Francisco earthquake, being ABC was telecasting live at Candlestick Park at the time.
Yeah, I think the one thing that really sticks out in my mind, too, is that an incident like this really puts everything into perspective. How important a World Series or any major sporting event is really not that important when we're talking about something of this magnitude. Candlestick Park was about to be the site of the World Series for the first time in 27 years, but it was not to be. Just minutes before the game, it all happened. And here is how it affected ABC's live telecast.
With the hesitation, allowing Jose Canseco to score, and he fails to get Dave Parker at second base, so the Oakland A's take.
I'll tell you what, we're having an
Now, the telecast returned several minutes later, but at that time it had become very clear that this was serious. Players and their families were vividly shaken, but fortunately there were no major injuries at the stadium itself.
I was still in the clubhouse. You know, most of us California people, we've been through earthquakes before.
You knew what it was.
We knew it was an earthquake. We just didn't know how bad it was. And, you know, the lights went out, everything started shaking, and everybody just scrambled to get outside.
And the game was obviously postponed. In fact, word has it that power in the Bay Area may be out for as long as 72 hours, so the series, at least for now, has been put on indefinite hold.
Well, a sports writer who is more clever than I wrote sometime in the last 48 hours that not even an earthquake could save the San Francisco Giants. Well, aside from the far more critical concerns of life, limb, and property, one has to wonder how this shaky situation tonight will affect the Giants' chances of making a comeback against Oakland in the World Series. Going into tonight's scheduled Game 3, the A's held a 2-0 lead, but if anything could possibly break their momentum, this is it. As an earthquake that registered 6.9 on the Richter scale postponed tonight's Game 3 of the World Series, and pending an inspection of the structural damage of Candlestick Park in San Francisco, there's no word on whether they'll be able to resume the series there tomorrow. Let's take a look at some of the scenes from the game tonight. This is Joe Morgan, who is working as an announcer for ABC along with Willie Mays on the field at Candlestick Park. They were standing there about to do an interview when the stadium began to shake, and that's why they were looking around them. Meanwhile, up in the ABC booth, Al Michaels and Tim McCarver and Jim Palmer were getting ready to go on the air, or were actually on the air in the middle of their broadcast when the stadium began to shake. Al Michaels trying to regain his composure as the stadium was shaking and bits and pieces began to fall off. A souvenir for a lucky fan, and no, that's not a baseball. That broke off the support.